Hi guys, this is Anjana here. Let's talk about books. Today I have got an author for you who is very close to my heart. It is Elif Shafak and the book is called 10 Minutes 38 Seconds in the Strange World. I had read an earlier book of hers called 40 Rules of Love and I had really loved it. I felt passionately in love with that book and I couldn't review it because I was so much into it. And I had decided that, no way is an author going to write two books which are this good. So I didn't read any of her works for some time after that. But on my birthday, I wanted to get a book of hers, and this was the only book that was available, luckily, in the bookshop. And I read the title and I'm like, oh my god, this is such a long title, and but still I wanted a book of hers. So I took this, I bought this, and I'm so glad I did. It was the best birthday gift ever to myself. So this book is about women or rather a woman in Istanbul, basically in Istanbul. I'll just read to you the dedication that the author has written, and it is to the city of Istanbul. And she says, to the women of Istanbul and to the city of Istanbul, which is and has always been a she city. So Turkey is a place, is a society which is very patriarchal, and there is a lot of violence against women which happens in Turkey. And Elif Shafak is one of the people or one of the writers who has protested vehemently against it. She has written against it, she has talked against it, and the Turkish government had also initiated an investigation against her for all these things. So Turkey or rather Istanbul is a character in this book, actually, if you look at it. And Istanbul is presented in all its facets. You can see the beauty of Istanbul, you can see the despair of Istanbul. There is magic, and there is squalor, and there is violence, and all parts of it. And still you fall in love with that city through this book. So this is the story of Layla, and Layla is a prostitute in Istanbul. And 10 minutes 38 seconds. So this book is about the final 10 minutes 38 seconds of her life, and how she goes back, and she goes back through her memories, and we see her life through that. We see her life unraveling, and we see how she reached that particular state. And through her life, we also see the lives of her 5 friends. And the narration is like a string, okay, and it goes from Layla to her friend's life, then comes back to Layla, and it's so beautifully woven together, and you just get swept along in the story, and it's so beautifully laid out, and there is a lot of sadness, okay, there's a lot of sadness in this book, and along with that there's also indescribable joy. So you see that these women are beaten down again and again and again by the system, and they keep rising back. That is the joy that you get, and you feel so full of courage and love after reading this book. You feel you can face anything after reading this book, and the language is so beautiful that you feel that you are there with all of them, and you can see the flapping of the seagulls' wings. You can feel Istanbul around you. And each chapter starts with a scent, or the memory is triggered by a scent or a sound. So you can actually get the smell of pistachios and almonds, and it's so beautiful, lemon trees and wax, and you can see the sunlight falling in through stained glass windows in Layla's house, and it's beautiful. So that is what I said, there's a lot of beauty along with the sadness and despair in this book, and that is what makes you fall in love with this. Okay, there are places where you might feel it's slightly cliched, but it's okay, because in the larger scheme of things, that can be ignored. It's nothing. So that's 10 minutes 38 seconds in the Strange World for you by Elif Shafak. It is a book to be read. You should read it. So I'm not telling you too much about this because I don't want to go into it and spoil it for you. Because I went into it, I started reading this with absolutely no idea. I just knew that it was about Layla, and it was about her going back into her life, and I was like, okay, let me see how it goes. And this okay was only for the first first page, okay, and then I was like completely drawn into it. So read it without any preconceived notions, read it with a fresh mind, and you will love this book. 10 minutes 38 seconds in this strange world by Elif Shafak. Go and read. Now, I'd like to also tell you about two books that I read this month, and two very different kind of books that I read this month. One is Next Door by Janvi Barua. Janvi Barua is also an author whose book Undertow was longlisted for the JCB prize this time. And Next Door is a collection. Okay, I am completely fascinated by this cover. I love the cover. And Next Door is a collection of short stories set in Assam, and they are beautiful. It's like gentle afternoon sunlight falling on you. You're sitting under the trees and you're seeing life unfold in different characters. The lives of different characters unfold. It's beautiful. It will touch you. Some of the stories will really touch you, and I loved it. So, if you're in the mood for short stories, check out Next Door by Janvi Barua. And the other book is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. It is a translated book, translated from the original Japanese. Unfortunately, I was disappointed in this. I expected quite a lot. It is about a cafe. The premise is brilliant. It's about a cafe and the people who go there, and how they are able to travel to the past. It's a cafe like that. But I was like, it was slightly stilted, and it was just not moving forward, and I was like, no, I was so disappointed in this book. I was really disappointed. So that's Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And so if you are in the mood for short stories, do check out Next Door by Janvi Barua. And you have to check out Elif Shafak's 10 minutes 38 seconds in the strange world. So that was it for this week. I'll be back next week, and we'll meet again over books. Bye.